competition at Spawn to make cool builds. I obviously have to make a build because I'm a builder in Minecraft. Now, what build will I make? Well, it should be obvious by now. I'm building a Pikachu. If you don't know, it's kind of my go-to, but I'm not just going to build a Pikachu. I'm going to make the whole evolutionary line plus Mimikyu. Why Mimikyu? I'll tell you why. I like him. Also, he looks the most like Pikachu out of the Pikachu clones. To start off these wonderful builds, I have to actually go collect my materials. So, with my trusty, fancy new pickaxe, off I go to the creepy mines. I don't like caves that much, so I'm just going to strip mine for forever until I get the gravel and stone I should need to build things. Alright, so collecting your materials is probably the most important thing you can do when you're making a big project or building multiple things at once. I typically go for the most common resource first because that's kind of the most obvious thing you should do first. So obviously I gotta get a bunch of gravel. Of course I still have stone, so I'm using a stone shovel, and I've kind of sped all this up and cut it up because it's not that fun to do, but it is very important to make sure to do it. I probably spent the same amount of time collecting my materials as I did building the materials. Typically it's the other way around. Typically you spend more time building than you do collecting, but I'm really fast at building these Pokemon, and I'm very used to building Pokemon at this point, especially Pikachu. So it really was even when I was doing this. But you gotta get sand, you gotta get gravel, because I build everything out of concrete. So that's kind of the most important part, because I'm having a bunch of yellow with all of this. So I have to have yellow concrete, because that's easier than like terracotta or wool. The other thing I need to collect is spruce, because spruce will be my brown, because I am not going to see if there is a jungle in this little area with a border. It is much faster and easier for me to just collect spruce wood and also use the spruce wood as a building blocks, because I need to have I can't just like build in an angle out of nowhere. So I'm also getting spruce to do both of that. The other thing was clay. I looked at both orange terracotta and orange, what is it called, concrete, and I decided clay was probably the best thing to do. I then also had to go collect all the flowers I would need, because I would need a lot of yellow dye, a moderate amount of red, and then just kind of random pieces of some other flowers. So dye can sometimes take the longest because you're adventuring for flowers, honestly. The other thing is I had to go get a bunch of ink and kill squids to get black and gray dye. So that was a thing too. Then you gotta craft everything, which takes a bit, because you gotta figure out, alright, how much do I want to make of this color, how much do I want to make of that color starting off. And then after you make your colors with your concrete, you then have to get the concrete. What I like to do is I make a huge tower, so I like build around and water so I don't get stuck, and I just keep building to like the height limit. I literally go so far up here. I will then jump all the way down after I build, and it is a huge fall, to then slowly start mining everything, which lags the server out a lot, which is why I'm using an iron pick, not my diamond one, because the server was not very happy with me. I didn't get kicked off at any point, but it was dropping frame rate consistently at some points. So I decided to use an iron pick instead, and it does take a while to wait for the concrete to come down and you gotta mine it, but it's easier than placing down all the concrete and then mining it, because sometimes when you place it and put down water, you don't always get it, but that's the most important part done. Okay, I should have everything I need to actually go build the Pokemon. Off we go to spawn. Hey, that was quick. What a wonder editing is. Alright, first off is Pikachu, who I pretty much have memorized. I literally make him in 15 minutes unedited. Just so you all know, all of these are actually based on miniature Lego builds that you can buy from a company called Nanoblock. Not sponsored, that's just where I get these designs from. So, okay, I keep mentioning that, like, Pikachu is my go-to to build, and that I can build it really fast. The reason that is because I've built Pikachu a lot. Like, I have built Pikachu at least 50 times in my life at this point, if not more, alright? And the reason why I have built Pikachu so many times is I join a new server, I see other people like Pokemon, So I build Pikachu, because Pikachu is the most classic Pokemon you can ever build. It is a basic Pokemon, but even though he's basic, everyone's like, oh my gosh, that's cool. Because people who aren't Pikachu fans that are on a server in Minecraft are not going to recognize any Pokemon. They will only recognize Pikachu as Pokemon. Like, Pokemon fans, they'll recognize any Pokemon if you build it in Minecraft. If you're anyone that's not a Pokemon fan, the only Pokemon you will ever recognize is Pikachu. I know it by experience, because I VC with a lot of people, and they're like, the only Pokemon I know is Pikachu. And I do not blame them at all. But, you know, just to be safe so that everyone knows that this is a Pokemon and not some weird yellow blob thing, I always make sure to build a Pikachu first. So then people know, oh, they're just going to build a bunch of Pokemon. Good for them. So that's kind of the best way to explain why. Also, I like Pikachu. Pikachu is my favorite Pokemon. I know that's really cliche, but it's the truth. I have like Pikachu plushies and figurines that I've just slowly collected throughout the years, and I'm like, you know, I might as well just admit it. You know, my favorite color is yellow. Pikachu's yellow, and he's kind of the easiest Pokemon to collect stuff for. So, just kind of makes my life easy if I like Pikachu as my favorite Pokemon. Now, of course, I do have other Pokemons that I really like, just as much as Pikachu, arguably, because I love water Pokemon. I love Black and White in the Unova region, because that's where I first got into Pokemon. So, I didn't always love Pikachu, but I've learned to love him, and I've built him so many times that I can build him in 15 minutes now. Which I am pretty proud of myself for being able to do that, because I didn't know that I could do that. The secret to building all these Pokemon is don't look at the instruction sheet of the nanoblocks and stuff. I just look at the Lego picture, or I have the figurine right in front of me that I look at, and I just build the outer shell, because when you build the outer shell, you don't use as many blocks, which is nice. And then secondly, all of that inside stuff is meant to connect, and you don't have to do that in Minecraft, so it makes life a lot easier. Another reason why I love to build Pokemon in Minecraft, though, is because that's the first thing I ever built in Minecraft, is a Pokemon. In fact, the first Pokemon I built was a Pikachu. So, I've always just kind of had a homage to Pokemon, which is one of my favorite games, and Minecraft, which is also one of my favorite games, if not my top favorite. So I combined the two, learned how to build Pikachu in Minecraft by looking at my Lego set that I got when I was younger, and that's how I've always done it. So I know I use a lot of references when I build, so I'm not really that original, I guess, when I build, but I've never built in Minecraft to be original. I've built in Minecraft because either one, I wanted to build it because I thought it'd be fun to have in Minecraft, or two, I think my friends would like to see it in Minecraft. So, like, there's more than one time where I've, like, built a Greninja in Minecraft because somebody else likes Pokemon, and that's their top favorite Pokemon. And basically so on and so forth. I've built, like, legendary Pokemon fighting each other in their different regions. Like, a Kyogre's in water, and a Groudon is on the land when there's lava about. So, Pokemon's the top. And you just go layer by layer. You know, one Lego brick equals one Minecraft block. It's really simple and easy to do if you look at it that way. In fact, I've tried to do tutorials before, but they just never work really well. I've never done well with making tutorials, so I think it's easier to just build it, not have it super sped up fast, or not sped up at all, and then people could just kind of watch, be confused, see where I place something. A lot of the times I stop a bit after I place something because I'm looking at what to place next. So when I pace myself out that way, I think it makes it easier for other people to understand what to build. So, of course, I don't know if anyone's actually going to watch this video to try and build stuff, but you should, because Pikachu's awesome, and you should build Pikachu in Minecraft. So, and it'll impress your friends, especially if you have a friend who uses Pikachu as their main thing, or is known for not liking Pokemon or something. Great way to annoy them is build a Pikachu. Or any Pokemon for that matter. Because I'm going to build more than one. So, but my thing is I build Pikachus because everyone that I've had a server with knows that I've built a Pikachu at least once on a server they've known me on. So I don't build a Pikachu on every server, but on a lot of servers I do. So I'm just known as that person that builds Pikachus in different worlds. In fact, Jay, they owned Capital, and that's where I built 5 different Pikachus in one at spawn, and then in the 4 different quadrants of the world. I think they all got destroyed on that server. I don't remember. But I know the one at spawn did. But, you know, they know me from building Pikachu. There's a person on an old server where I used to build a Pikachu at every single new base I had to go to. And they instantly took a screenshot of the when I finished this Pikachu, and they're like, "Did you build this?" And I'm like, "Yes." And they're like, "Oh, I knew it. I'll recognize that Pikachu from anywhere." So it's also like a great way to get people talking about you, because they're like, "What is this thing? What have you done here?" So it's a lot of fun. So I just love building. It's fun to build, and to combine the two, it's the best of both worlds. I know that's like weird to like combine different games together. In fact, I hate it when people do 2D pixel art in Minecraft. I'm like, it's so boring. You can do 3D. You should always do 3D pixel art in Minecraft. It's like you can't. No, I don't account for 2D pixel art in Minecraft. I call it cheating. I consider it cheating if you do 2D pixel art. In fact, there's a 2D pixel art of a different Pokemon, like a few more blocks away, and I'm like, I'm so tempted to like build my own version of the Pokemon in 3D, because I found a version of it in 3D. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so tempted to. I have to change so many things to build it in 3D in Minecraft, but it's I can't tell you how tempting it is, because I despise pixelated art in Minecraft that much. And it's just a personal opinion. Like, I don't despise that person for doing it, but I'm like, every time I'm seeing it, I'm like, disappointment. Disappointment in life to see the 2D Pokemon when I'm building 3D Pokemon. But, I don't know, it's not that big of a deal, I guess. But 3D Pokemon is the way to go. Like, even if you, like, build, like, a flower in Minecraft, at least make it 3D. Like, Minecraft it's like the 3D version of Terraria, right? That's what everyone compared it to. So it's like, why wouldn't you build stuff in 3D unless you're making map art? Like, that's the only time I accept, is if you're making map art. But like, everything that's like flat or isn't 3-dimensional, even the stuff where they're like, oh, we're gonna add this to make a circle, or like all those builds where they're like, we're gonna make it fancy and add all these different layers, and it's like, unless it's meant to be seen in all 3 dimensions, I don't like it. It's not, I'm not gonna build it. I don't want to build that way. I gotta be able to see everything 3-dimensionally. I gotta see it all. I want to see the whole entire piece. I don't want to see it from one angle. I want to see it from many angles, because that is the way to go. But as Pokemon games, though, ironically, I want it to be 2D. I like the 2D Pokemon games. But in Minecraft, they have to be 3D. It's non-negotiable. I love controversies, I guess. I like to be a hypocrite. Is it hypocrisy, though? Because they're 2 different games? I got different opinions on how you should have Pokemon in the different games. Huh. I don't know. I like Pikachu. Pikachu is my Pokemon that I will forever love and forever build, because he is the best Pokemon. Can put that on a thing and argue with me. And you know what? Everyone name your favorite Pokemon. I want to know what everyone else's favorite Pokemon is. Mine is Pikachu. He's the number 1. In fact, if you can't make a decision, just name Pokemon you like. Because I like Oshawott and Survivor and Tepig and all, like, Purloin and all these different other Unova Pokemon probably just as much as Pikachu. But Pikachu is the easiest one to find on anything, honestly. So I've just gotten used to being like, Pikachu, yay, yippee! Because he's cool. And I'm happy to see him. In fact, I got like Pikachu plushies that I snuggle with every day because he's awesome. You know, Nintendo knew what they were doing when they were branding Pokemon. You know, they chose the right Pokemon to put as their mascot. But anyway, this is really easy because I had all of my blocks prepped to build Pikachu, by the way. When you don't have your blocks prepped, you have to stop your build, go get your blocks, and then come back to your build. And it's so difficult to step away from building a Pokemon in Minecraft to go back to Minecrafting to then going back to building a Pokemon. So, and I know a lot of people think it's weird to have like a Pokemon in the Minecraft world, but I think it looks cool and I think it looks cute. Because the other thing I like to do is I like to build a home inside the Pikachu. I know that's weird. Or I'm living in the Pikachu's guts and organs. I know that sounds weird. But listen. Alright? It's cute. Alright? Because then you go inside the Pikachu and then you got like your little bed. You'll have your crafting table and other stuff. And it's like, it's all there. You go outside, you see a Pikachu every single morning. You go back to your house and you see a Pikachu as you're running home. I love the concept of living inside a Pikachu. Now that kind of sounds horrible. In fact, it would be better to live inside a Mimikyu probably. But I will live inside a Pikachu. And I've done that with almost every Pokemon I make, is where I'll just live inside it. And that's just my base. Is I built the Pikachu. I already built him. He's made. I might as already just live inside him. Because, like, I don't want to build another house to the side. I'll just live inside Pikachu. And it works out. And I don't have issues. And everybody's like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I've already built him. I might as well, you know, it doesn't need to be a statue. So I turned it into a house. Also, on most of my servers. Unless I'm, like, leaving. You know, so I set this up and I put the bed and set up like my main base of operations sort of beside the Pikachu. I'm gonna set up inside the Pikachu, so I get my ladders. I always build it with ladders because I don't want to do like stairs and stuff. That takes up too much space, you know. And like ladders aren't that bad anymore. They used to be though. But you go up your ladders, you get to see the head of the Pikachu. Right? Everything's hauled out. You don't have to mine anything out. So it's so easy. It's so easy. Alright? That's why you have to build it, haul it out. Because then you get to live inside it. It's like it's a bonus. It's a bonus. Alright? It's worth it. Alright? You get your crafting table, you get your chest, you get a furnace, you get a bed. It's cozy living. It's cozy living. You got space to put more things later if you need to. I mean, most people just have their stuff there randomly, so it's like, it's not, I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's wonderful. I think it's ingenious, in fact. So, that's what I do when I build a Pikachu. You know, you build it, you live inside it. It's normal. I swear, I'm not crazy, alright? I'm not ridiculous, alright? It's practical, and it works. So, there you go. 1 down, 3 to go. Raichu took longer, and I did have to stop building to get more materials for him. In fact, I do that for the next 3 builds, but I feel pretty good about him. I am unfamiliar with all of the other builds, so it's not really simple for me, but I also end up making him a house too, so I'm just having fun. Alright, Raichu was a little difficult because I'm rotating between 2 pictures when I'm looking away. Because I'm like, I don't know how to build this thing, and I don't have it in real life. Because I'm like, I never knew they had a Raichu that you could build. Like, I didn't know they had a Raichu build to copy. So, I discovered this, and I'm like, I have to do it. I have to make the whole entire evolutionary line. It was needed to be happened. So, but it wasn't that difficult to build. It was pretty standard, like all the other builds, when it comes to, Nas? Whatever it's called. So I am not like a huge Raichu fan, you know. I watched the anime and saw Pikachu, so I'm like, you can never evolved Pikachu, that's like a sin to me, alright? Because when you watch the anime with Ash Ketchum, there's like a whole entire episode on like, does he evolve Pikachu or not? And Pikachu's like, nah, I don't want to evolve. So Ash was like, alright, I'm gonna respect you, bro. And it's like, I can never evolve a Raichu because of that. Because it was just, it's ingrained into my head that you just can't evolve it. But it is the full evolutionary line of Raichu. So, like, I can't... if you do the evolutionary line of Pikachu, you know, you gotta do Pikachu, and Raichu. And I know Pikachu has its own... Pichu has its own, like, thing going on. But we're talking about Raichu right now. So... Raichu, I'm not, like... I don't hate his design, but I also don't love his design because I'm caught up on Pikachu. You know, Pikachu's my man! I can't disrespect Pikachu, alright? I can't evolve him. He has to stay that way. So, in fact, in the mainline Pokemon games, I don't play Pikachu. I don't use Pikachu in my team because I'll probably evolve him to Raichu if I do. So I never really use Pikachu. I'm always like messing with the new Pokemon or whatever. So, but so it's weird building this Raichu basically because I'm like. I don't even like Raichu that much. But I decided I'd build more than just one Pikachu. Because I'm like, I gotta do something different. You gotta break it up sometimes. You know, you can't just build Pikachu on every server you do, Cat. You gotta change it up. You gotta build new things. So, I'm building the whole entire evolutionary line because I still want to build Pikachu. It's like an urge. I have to build the Pikachu in this new server with new people. It's like, I have to. So... But Raichu took longer, so I had to speed this up a bit because I'm flipping between two pictures a lot and not knowing what to do. I'm like, do I build the back? Do I build the tail? Do I build the face? Do I just build one front? But I really like doing it in layers, so I did my best to do it all in layers. I never do it in layers with the tail though, because the tail is like a whole entire separate thing. So, unless I want to be really annoyed, I don't build the tail separately. Also, the cuts that I'm making might seem weird because I'm cutting out me going to sleep, because that takes, like, 30 seconds. So, I'm just skipping to where I'm back on the build most of the time, because I don't want to waste time with you watching me go inside Pikachu and going to sleep, going outside of Pikachu and coming back up with water to the Raichu build. Like, that takes too much time. But... yeah, Raichu, I've never been a huge fan of Raichu. I never see a lot of Raichu either. Like, everyone respects the Pikachu clause of you can't evolve Pikachu. Like, everyone understands that that's not an option. So, I never see Raichu in, like, when I watch Pokemon videos, or, like, even in the video games. Like, you don't battle against a Raichu, alright? You battle against a Pikachu, maybe a Pichu. Raichu does not exist. It's like, they're like, let's forget about Raichu. And I don't blame them, man. I mean, they made that anime episode. They knew what they were doing, alright? They were ready to get rid of Raichu, alright? They just wanted to keep playing Pikachu. I respect them. But, even though I don't love Raichu, I was actually really happy with this build. Because, first of all, I had to get a lot of terracotta. Then you have to cook the terracotta to make it terracotta, to then dye the terracotta. And that took a bit, okay? It didn't take forever, but it took a good chunk of time, alright? So, I was very happy with how this terracotta build looked, because I'm not used to building with terracotta, right? I'm like, it's lame, right? It's got this weird, like, it's not like just a clear pattern texture like the concrete. It's got like some added little colors in there, and I'm like, it's weird, I can't build with it. But this worked perfectly for Raichu. I'm like, this is so accurate of a color. I'm like, I don't know how you could be less accurate in Minecraft, especially. It's like, this is so accurate of a color for Raichu. So I was very surprised at how close it looked to the picture I was basing it off of because of that. But building does take a while. and it's hard to come up with things to talk about when building. Because it's like, you gotta focus on what you're building, or like, you're remembering what you're supposed to do when you're building. So like, even in a voiceover, it's kind of difficult. You know, obviously this is because it's sped up, but it's, you know, you just put the blocks down, they turn into a shape, and then the shape looks like a Pokemon. Alright? It's kinda just like editing magic. Alright? You just it takes time, and you hit the buttons, and then it works. Like, there's not a better way to explain it. I look at the picture, I place down the blocks. It's like drawing. I look at the picture, I draw the picture. It's like, how do you draw I look at the picture, I draw the picture. I look at a line, and then I draw the line. I look at the line of Legos, I build the line of Legos. Like, there's not much of a science to it, alright? It's a very simple look, build, look, build. Count 3 blocks, build 3 blocks. Count 3 blocks, build 3 blocks. Same with like doing patterns in building, right? You go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 cherry wood, 2 something else, alright? 2 andesite. You just count, you make your pattern, you count your pattern to stay on track, and you repeat it like 50 times, or however much you do, right? It's truly not that difficult, but people make it difficult because, well, that's boring, or that's too much work, because you can't talk to people when you do that, and it takes time to do it, you know? That's why so many people go to PvP, because you can talk to your friends, you get action in, right? So you're moving around, you gotta be in the battle, because if you're not in the battle, you're gonna die. So, I understand the allure to it, but for me, PvP is, oh, I gotta pay attention to this, and I can't just chillax. This is boring. I'm like the exact opposite. I'm like, I'm building something, I'm completing it, I'm getting my little check marks done on each of my goals I'm given, on, ooh, I finished this part of the pattern, let's finish the next part of the pattern. Or, ooh, this part is done on the bottom, now let's do the top half. We're on the head now, and this is really cool and fun. I just finished the tail, let's work on this next. It's like, I give myself little goals that I'm like, yay, a little dopamine. But in PvP, I don't get joy out of winning. Well, I do get joy out of it. But, like, I don't win enough to get the joy. Like, because I'm just terrible at it. I can't PvP for the life of me. They're like, you guys need to do a trial and see if how many points you'll have. And I'm like, can you just put me on number 1? Like, do we need to waste everyone's time to trial me? Could you just put me at number 1 point? Because I will guarantee you I will not make it higher. Like, I am the person running around aimlessly in Bed Wars with a wooden sword, just swinging randomly. Like, I'm just the instant kill. I'm here to distract people, right? That's what we do in Bed Wars, is if I'm playing with my friends in Bed Wars, alright, first of all, I have to host the party so that we get lower level people in the lobby, because they get so much higher level people that I just instantly die no matter what. And then secondly, our plan to fight other people is they'll build the bridge, or I build the bridge, or the bridge is there. I run across it and, like, get the people to chase and attack after me while they're mining the bed. So they'll focus on me because I'm like, hi, rah, 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 right? Just attacking people randomly. And then my other friend is going and mining the bed and attacking only off 1 person instead of 4. So I don't see the point or get the joy out of it. But I get the joy out of building, is the crazy thing. You know, everyone has their own thing in Minecraft. Just like how other people, like, do redstone, right? I will never understand redstone people, because I'm like, the contraptions never work, they never make sense, you can never follow them. It's like building, right? People complaining about, you can never follow the building patterns. I'm like, I can never follow the redstone patterns, okay? The redstone patterns don't make sense to me. And like, if I knew coding, maybe, right? On and off switch, you know. I saw a meme where it's like for electricians, right? They just changed it to all of the electricity symbols that you have to learn. And I'm like, that's funny. But redstone does not compute for me. Building, I can follow building patterns all day, every day. Just give me a picture of what you want and I got it. Now it's got to be a clear picture and you can't have like 50 foliage blocks, right? With like your, what do people always use? They like, a lot of people when they build now, like to use like just the randomest blocks in the world, right? Which like doesn't make a pattern at all. Like, all right, I'm gonna use concrete, and now I'm gonna use concrete that's not been waterlogged yet, and I'm also gonna use diorite. And it's like that is such a weird mixture of blocks. And then like they do the same thing with the wood. Now it's a blank wood. Now it's a log. Now it's a stripped log. Now we have a different type of blank wood. It's like what are we doing here? This don't make no sense. And just everyone has their thing. And maybe that's my issue with redstone is redstoners are like that, where they just kind of add extra things that don't need to be there. Maybe that's the issue. I'm not sure I believe that, because like if you mess up one thing, everything is wrong, and you can't do that with building. Actually, well, if you're off one block, it makes life more difficult. But even if you're off by one block, it's not going to ruin your day. Like, you can still finish the build. You don't have to take everything down. You might have constructed a wall one block too thin or one block too big. That's not going to destroy everything. It's just going to look a little wonky, all right? You mess it up in redstone and the thing doesn't work, right? So, I guess that's why I like copying, because you can copy it, and even if I'm off, I can save myself, so that even though it looks different, it doesn't look bad. So, there you go. But I'm pretty much almost done with Raichu. He's a pretty easy guy to build. You know, you just you copy the blocks. So, but I am unfamiliar with him, so it did take me time to build him. But I think it looks pretty cool if I do so say myself. So I'm just copying off the ear because I can't see the ear on the other side. So yeah. I don't know what to talk about. It's Minecraft, guys. You build, you craft, and you build Pokemon, because that's what you're supposed to build, right? You guys need to build at least one Pokemon in your life. If you have not built one Pokemon in your life, I'm sorry, alright? I'm sorry. You have missed out on a glorious, glorious thing. And that is not building a Pikachu in Minecraft, alright? Just like how I have missed out by not getting into PvP or redstone. But it's okay. I forgive you if you forgive me. If we don't, well then we have to challenge each other. Alright? And I must learn PvP and you must build a Pikachu. Alright? That's the thing. Alright? But right now I'm just filling stuff up, breaking down my extra blocks, because when you do spruce, makes it easy to destroy those extra spruce blocks, because you know what's what. But, yeah, this was a little bit weird because everything was a little off with the Raichu. I'm not used to building an area within Raichu. I did a pretty normal, like, just start, finish with it. I didn't have an extra bed, so I couldn't place anything there. But that's Raichu! Pichu was relatively quick for me. He kind of ended up looking wonky, in my opinion, but that's literally what my reference looks like, so I'm gonna just not question it, man. Okay, Pikachu drama. No. Okay, Pichu drama, alright? I know Pichu is, like, controversial because he was an added baby Pokemon, just like how they added, like, Jinx and, Happily? Whatever the one was for Chansey, alright? Just how they added those. I understand that, but I'm gonna still build him. I also don't really like Pichu much myself. I'm not very attached to him at all. Alright, the only one I'm attached to is Pikachu. But, you know, Pichu is, he seems like a trickster, alright? And, he needs to be included then, because we're all a little bit of tricksters here on Minecraft, so he was decided to be included. But he is so small that, I cannot make a house out of him. So, I'm just gonna put random lights in and, call it a day, because, I have no idea where I would put the ladder to build a house inside, and it'd be like one block of a house. Like, you couldn't even put a bed in. So, I'm just gonna let him be the way he is. Now, I did mess up. I'd have to break some of my things, but that's fine. That's all that building is. You know, sometimes you mess up, you gotta redo it. That's why I got the good pickaxe, so then I wouldn't be upset if I messed something up when I was building. But, this one was relatively quick. I didn't have to speed it up, just like I didn't have to speed up Pikachu. But, Pikachu is much larger than Pichu, so, there you go. But, he's just a little tiny simple guy. Wasn't too much. Was a little confusing at one part, because it's a 4x3 on the back of his head, and I'm like, that looks weird, so I'm gonna change it. And I did, so it doesn't look as weird as it was. But I really thought he looked wonky when I saw it in Minecraft, and I'm just gonna tell myself that because it isn't at a above angle, that he looks weird because of that, and not. And I'm always looking at a below angle of him. That's what I'm gonna tell myself, because he looks very wonky when I finish him. And I don't know what else I should do with him, because it's he's done. It's been done. It's been made. It's set in stone. I've already started. I can't stop. You know. You gotta commit to things. There's so many people that like start something and then stop because like, oh, it's too hard, oh, it's too difficult. No, you gotta commit. You gotta commit to building Pokemon in Minecraft. All right, I am known throughout many people on servers that I build Pikachus in Minecraft. All right, you gotta be known for something. You gotta have that consistency. All right, you gotta keep going through it. All right. That's how you get known for things. It's how I've been known for building Pikachus in Minecraft, because I've built so many, alright? That's how you get known for, like, PvP. That's how you get known for doing redstone. You just keep doing it over and over again and practicing, and you go through with it. You go through with it, alright? I can't go through with it with PvP, alright? That's one of my weaknesses. But I can with building. So you gotta try. You gotta keep trying and keep going for it, alright? Because at some point I'm going to retry going for PvP. I'll probably fail again, alright? But, you know, I did try for a while, alright? I played more than one Bed Wars game alone. And, in fact, made a montage of me dying. Because I died more times than I killed someone. Like, not even, like, winning the game. Just killing another player. I think I only did it, like, 3 or 4 times. With my friends. Alone. I just died every single time. I think, like, the only ones I kill people on are ones that I make them fall. Like, I have no aptitude for it at all. Alright? So I can understand why you don't want to build. But that's where your friends come in handy. Because they can inspire you. They can get you to do things you didn't think you'd do before. So that's the real thing you gotta do. Now on Pichu, I did have to stop and make a pink concrete, because I'm like, oh, that's red. I can't do that one. So I cut out having to go and make it, because it took a bit, because I had to go get flowers and other things, and then I had to place it down and put water on it, and then line it. It was a whole thing, okay? It was a whole thing. But I made it. Because they change the cheeks every time. It can't just be red all the time, because, you know, that's Pikachu's thing. So Pichu's gotta be pink, I guess, but Raichu's is yellow. I don't understand the method at which they thought of this, but I'm not gonna question the method of which they thought of it. You know? You don't question things sometimes. You just build and have fun and enjoy building, or enjoy PvP, or enjoy redstoning in Minecraft. You know, let people do what they will, and you just enjoy what you can. That's the real lesson to be taught. All right, just enjoy what you can when you can, and you will be able to make Pikachu, or Pokemon, or draw, or edit, or do anything in the arts, or be good at sports. Who knows? But you gotta be willing to keep working at it. You know, you can't quit. Never stop, never surrender. So that's what you gotta do. All right. But I don't like Pichu. I don't even like Pichu's design, honestly. I don't like Pichu's design. He's got like a little bib. Like, it's a baby Pokemon. Let's give him a little bib. Like, why a bib? Is it a bib? Is it supposed to be like a patterned necklace? Like, I don't understand that at all. Just like I don't understand the cheeks of Pichu. All right, and like they give Raichu different ears, so they give Pikachu different ears. But like Pichu's ears are like Pikachu's ears, just bigger. They're like, let's just make bigger ears, then it'll solve our problems. And it's like, why make bigger ears, right? Why do you have a bib? Why do you have bigger ears, right? It's literally, how close can we make it look like Pikachu without getting in trouble? But you're gonna have Raichu be completely different. Like, you have Raichu be like the complete opposite, right, of Pikachu. And so when they're designing Pichu later, they're like, oh, let's just not let's just not make a different type of Pokemon. Let's just make him smaller and more childish, and that'll be our solution. All right, and that's pretty much what they did with all the baby Pokemon, right? Which is why everyone doesn't like the baby Pokemon, because it's not well designed, right? So Pichu is not for me. Pichu is not for me. He seems very not well made, right? He's a little undercooked. You know, even the tail is just like it's a blob. He's a blob. He's a blob of yellow is what Pichu is. Blob of yellow with pink cheeks and giant ears. Alright, that's what he is, and I don't like him. He's not that cool, guys. He's not that cool. And some people love him. Like, some people prefer him over Pikachu. I don't understand it. I don't see it. I can't see how he is superior to Pikachu. Alright? I don't see it. I wonder if they wanted to move to Pichu. You know? I wonder if they wanted to move to Pichu, make it more kiddie. And everyone just said no. Like, the majority of people said no. There are people that like him, but not enough, you know? Just like how they had, like, Jigglypuff and Clefairy. You know, they had those pink ones to draw to girls. And everyone's just like, but Pikachu. Because Pikachu's the best. And I agree with the public opinion for once. Because he is. But anyway, I'm almost done with Pichu, and he didn't take that long. He took a while. I don't like him. I didn't like how he turned out. I don't like his design in the first place. You know, maybe he looks really cute, and I just can't see it because I'm biased. All right. I don't know. But I know that I am not a fan of him, to say the least. So there you go. But honestly, building Pokemon in Minecraft, or building Lego builds in Minecraft, it's really simple. You know, I'm surprised I never hear anyone talk about going to like Lego builds and basing their Minecraft builds off of it. Like, I never hear anyone do that. And I'm like, why not? I know they have like slanted stuff in some of the Lego builds, but you know how many stairs we have now? And like all the colors we have with stairs? Like, we can do it. We have orange stairs. We have the brown stairs. We have red. We have pink. We have purple. All right, we got all of the colors at this point. We just gotta figure out what we want to do with it now. So, I'm not saying to steal people's designs though. I'm saying you still credit the Lego person, and then but then you also credit yourself because you're like I turned it into Minecraft now, right? I think there's an importance in that, when you're transitioning into other places, just like fan art, just like drawing, making like anime or figurines and stuff in 3D software, right? 3D modeling things, right? That's a lot of people give that credit, and when it comes to like these very niche things in games, I feel like it should get credit too if you're gonna give it credit in other things. But anyway, this is Pichu. Like I told you, he looks wonky. Look how wonky he looks. This one took quite a bit because I adjusted the build from the reference I was using. I just felt that it wasn't lopsided enough. However, with my adjustments, I think he ended up having a good amount of sagging it downwards because the body's at the bottom and the head of Mimikyu is like going down. He's weird, but I like him. Alright, Mimikyu. Mimikyu is also my guy. I know Pikachu is my go-to guy. Alright, but Mimikyu is also my guy. And here's why. I did not like Mimikyu starting off in the Alola region. In fact, a lot of people hate the Alola region, but they love the designs of Pokemon in there, right? Mimikyu was like their copy version of Pikachu and their Alolan version of Pikachu, even though they made a really cute version of Alolan Raichu. Like, I will accept Alolan Raichu. He's cool, alright? I don't remember what Alolan Pikachu likes. I don't even know if they changed him that much. But Mimikyu, I'm like, what is this weird guy? Why is he falling apart? Alright, what is this thing about? He it's such an obvious copy of Pikachu. Why are you even trying anymore? Right? Like, I had such a bias against him, and like, the ghost thing didn't help, because I'm like, who is this guy? Who is this annoying little guy? This little ghost guy that I'm supposed to be chasing, right? I go back into the door, and it's about some sad story about a girl in this grocery store for some reason, in this Mimikyu, and I'm like, what is this? What is this ridiculousness? Like, I was so pissed off at that quest and that ghost trial that, like, I didn't care. I didn't care about the reveal. I didn't care about Mimikyu at that point, right? So I did not have a love for Mimikyu, alright? Here's how I did that. I got really into the game. In fact, I really enjoyed the story of it for some reason. I've played it again and I'm like, why did I like this? Alright? But at the time, I really loved it, alright? I really loved the game. I liked how it was different. To the point that I bought a Z-Ring, alright? You know, like, Pokemon makes stuff, right? They made, like, bands for the Mega Bracelets, right? They literally made Mega Bracelets that you could buy, and everyone, like, went crazy over them, and they got super expensive, right? They did the same thing with Z-Bands, and it got nowhere, right? Like, no one bought it. I was one of the fools who bought one of those Z-Bands, alright? Where, like, you hold it, and it'll play the sounds, and, like, you can do the motion, but you don't have to actually have it be, like, used. But, like, you can hold it, it'll play the little sounds on there, and it'll blow up and do things. And the only one I could find, alright? I don't know how, like, it worked, but the only one I could find was one that was Mimikyu specific, right? This isn't, like, Ultra Moon, Ultra Sun, right? Like, I kind of came late to the game, I'm gonna be honest. But, right, Ultra Moon, Ultra Sun, I'm looking at to buy a Z-Ring, and the only one I can find is a Mimikyu Z-Ring. So I'm like, fine, I'll get it, right? And I get it, and I get like an extra thing where I got like rock, and like 3 or 4 other little crystals, like a bug and an electric and whatever. All right, and I think it was dark, but so I get it, and now I have this Mimikyu figurine for the rest of my life. And I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? I don't like it, all right? But the more I look at him, the more I see, I'm like, I guess he's cute. I guess he's fine. He's fine, right? He's fine. It's not that bad to see him, right? I grew close to him. I had to get him. I obviously had to put him in my party because I have him now as a collection, and I have the specific Z-Ring special move thing for him. So now I have to add him to my party. And then I have to find the special crystal for him. So I go and do all of that, right? Which takes forever, right? And I'm playing on the new game that came out. And so I go and do that. I get it set up, and I make him part of my team. And I'm like, oh, he's kind of useful. He's got some nice moves. Just kind of works out. Mimikyu, you ain't that bad, right? When I start playing with him in game, I'm like, oh, all right, I see some of the joy, right? I still had like a prejudice against him. Okay, I'm like, I see some of it, well, not a lot, but some of it, right? So I got him. I see him every day when I look up because I have him on my shelf with all my other Pokemon figurines. So I'm like, oh, Mimikyu. Right? And I'm like, I can't load my Pokemon shelf. It's my special Pokemon shelf. So it's like, alright, I guess he's okay. Right? So he's okay now because I've used him and I have a figurine of him. And I got my little special Z-Band bracelets. Alright? That happens. Alright? And then, like, they start coming out with the anime for Pokemon Sun and Moon. Right? And, like, I didn't really watch it that much, right? I always love watching the Ghosts story ones, right? Well, like, specifically, like, you know that OG Haunter one, which was super scary, and, like, the Sableye one in X and Y? There's some good ghost story ones that focus on the ghost Pokemon on the anime. So, I watch those. So, I like to skip around and watch those. Like, I don't watch the anime that much. But, like, when I did, or I wanted to watch the anime, I'd watch the ghost ones. Well, I was in the mood to watch some anime of the Pokemon variety, alright? And I skipped to the ghost ones. And who do I behold but a Mimikyu? And it's like, he's got some story, right? And they're like, the Mimikyu is using a shell of a Pikachu. And I'm like, oh my gosh. He's as much of a fan as Pikachu as I am, right? I'm like, oh, this is my dude. Like, he understands me. Like, he's literally disguising himself as Pikachu because he respects him that much. That's how I interpreted that, all right? I interpreted that as, oh, he respects Pikachu. Hey, that's not too bad, right? So I get a little respect for him because I'm like, oh, you respect Pikachu. I see you, right? So, I learned that Mimikyu is hiding as Pikachu, which I'm like, alright, I gotta hear more now. I gotta figure out what's the rest of this story, right? Why are these Pokemon hiding as Pikachu, right? And you find out, like, it's like this shadow creature, right? It's like a shadow, mysterious figure inside it. And I'm like, well, that's cool, alright? So I know it's a shadowy figure, and it's dressing up as Pikachu. Okay? I'm interested, right? So I go, like, okay, who do other people think of Mimikyu? Right? And everyone's like, Mimikyu's cool. And I'm like, oh, people actually like this Pokemon. Like, that was a novel concept to me. I'm like, people like Mimikyu. Right? That was like a novel concept to me for some reason. That people could like a Pokemon, and specifically Mimikyu. So I search it up, and there's, like, creepypastas about him. And, like, there's other episodes in the anime about him. Or, like, there was something, okay? And I'm like, oh! And I watch it, and I'm like, that was cool. I liked that. That was fun, right? So now I have a positive experience with Mimikyu. I got 2, right? He was a pretty alright team member in my party. And then I get to find this interesting lore about him. I'm like, you know what? Mimikyu ain't that bad. Mimikyu ain't that bad. So now I'm chill with Mimikyu. I kind of like Mimikyu now, in general, right? Because I'm like, oh, you know what? The design is cool because it is close to Pikachu. So now I like Mimikyu, right? And I'm like, all right, if I build a Mimikyu, I gotta have him like sagging down, right? Because that's his thing. That's not where the head is, right? That's just like cotton or something. So I had to adjust this one to make it look more like he was falling down, because in the one it's just kind of straight up in how they built it, and I'm like, nah, that's not Mimikyu, that's not my man. So I kind of adjusted it to have him sag down, and I build the rest of the face over here, and then I build the back, That's what I do. When I'm not sure on how to build something, I always build my face that I want to see. And then I build the back of it and try to make it blend in as most as I can. Most of the time I fail. Or at least other people think I fail. I think it looks good. I think it ends out well. And all that matters is my opinion because I'm the one that built it, obviously. So, but that's my story on how I was convinced that Mimikyu was kind of a cool Pokemon. So, I don't really collect Mimikyu stuff. I still collect Pikachu. But I still have that Mimikyu stuff because I'm like, you know what? He's alright. He's alright. I'll accept him. So, that's why I built a Mimikyu in this Minecraft server because I'm like, I need something extra. I can't just build 3 Pokemon, or I need to build more. There's never enough Pokemon, obviously. So I built more Pokemon, and I'm like, I'll build Mimikyu, alright? Because I'm like, oh, what else should I build? Because I want to build more. I want to test myself. I'm like, how much can I build? Alright, how many Pikachus? How many Pokemon can I build? So, Mimikyu was the one. I'd say the only other thing I could do is, like, build all of the, copies of Pikachu, right? Because you have Omolga, you have Plusle and Minun, you have Morpeko, you have all these other Pokemon that have been like copies of Pikachu, trying to get that like electric mouse feel. So, scratch that itch, because they don't always include Wait, do they actually? I don't know if they include Pikachu in every game. I don't remember. Do they? I don't know. But I know they have like a different type of Pikachu, a Pokemon that's close to Pikachu. All right, a Pokemon that is similar to Pikachu, kind of feels like Pikachu. All right, but so anyway, I just keep building, and I kind of liked that he was like a ghost Pokemon. That was different. And most of the time they're all electric, so. They made him spooky. I enjoyed that Mimikyu was spooky. So that's that. He was actually pretty difficult to build because my pictures were kind of fuzzy of him because I probably let a lot of people buy his figure. But so it took me quite a bit to get it. In fact, I ran out of concrete again, so I had to go back and get a bunch. And kind of finished it. It looked good, but yeah, Mimikyu took a while because I had to adjust it to what I wanted, and not only did I have to adjust it to what I wanted, I couldn't see part of it in the picture. Like, it was really hard to see the back, so it was really difficult doing like the bottom black foliage or whatever you want to call it. Also, honestly, just doing the yellow foliage too. I got off by more than 1 block actually in this. But I made him look alright. I think it just looks more well to his ragged look, in my opinion, because of it. Because he looks worse. But it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I'm okay with it. I'm okay. I don't need to insult it. But anyway, I did speed him up a bit, because it did take me longer because of having to extend it. Not a lot though, only like 1.25. So, but I don't know why, but there was just random string about. I don't know what these people do on the server. All right, there's just random string in the sky. I'm not gonna question it. I'm not gonna question it. Maybe there was a build here previously, and I've just built over it. But I'm adding lights because I'm not gonna build a house in here because I'm like, I just kind of want to get it finished now because it was a pretty difficult build. Maybe I'll make a house out of him later, but definitely not right now because I'm too busy trying to build the thing in the first place. But he was a pretty alright build in the end. I was really happy with all 4 of them by the end of it though. Like I spent my good 5 hours on this stuff. It doesn't sound that long, 5 hours. You know, you hear everyone doing like, oh, I spent 24 hours on this build, or I spent 4,585 hours on this build, right? And they're like these giant builds, right? Just enormous, right? But then you find out they have like a team of like 5 or 6 people, they're counting all that time, right? Or it's like something for like a huge server and they're getting paid, right? There's a difference between getting paid to build something in Minecraft and doing it for fun. Like the people who get paid, like they know like these commands and stuff that do terrain and other things, and I'm like, I just paste a block one by one. So, like, feel very, very minor compared to them because I'm like, I build in survival because with all the commands they have in creative and all the extra things they can do in creative. I'm like, I can't compete with that. There's too many things to remember. You know, I'll just be in survival and build everything, and that's what I've done ever since. You know, I used to build in creative because that's what I had, but because I was younger. But now I always build in survival because it's like if you build in creative, there's all these commands and extra things to learn and all these other things you can do, and I'm just like, I can't be bothered, honestly, to just figure out all the different things they have right now. But I mean, I feel like it's made me a better builder though, by doing everything in survival. Like, not a lot of people build in survival anymore. That's what I've noticed. Everyone does in creative. Everyone's like building something new and creative. I'm like, no, you gotta do it in survival. It's more fun that way. You get to work with other people. You get to interact with others. You know? Not a lot of builders who are known for building do it in survival. Because, like, they're making these giant mega builds that, you know, copy paste. They've made their like 20, 50 different types of builds, right? And then they just copy paste it 500 times. And I'm like, well, what happens if you copy paste it in survival? Like that's my thing. So there we go. Those are all my Pokemon. I try my best not to have it all sped up so you can follow how I build as I go. I know it's really annoying when you watch a builder and it's all 100 times speed, but to be honest though, it's difficult to find things to talk about when you're building. Anyhow, the Pikachu line plus Mimikyu is finished. If I can't win this competition with my Pokemon, I will never win. Now, while I was collecting materials earlier, I did get an offer to build more things to get max tools and armor and extra special items from my buddy Jay. So I might just have to take them up on that offer and build a dock for them. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful year.